Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, then I'm so happy to meet you. If not, then welcome back. Remember as always to give this video a big thumbs up if you like the sound of it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and turn on your notifications bell and you'll get notified each time I have a new upload. As you can see, there's a little special guest back there. Peter Pan has decided that my room is his room today and we just gotta go with it. So I will also leave my details for Instagram, TikTok and Twitter at the end of this video and in the description box down below. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about my diagnosis and my journey. Going back to when I was 17 years of age, I was suffering really bad with anxiety in school, to the stage where I couldn't physically go into school at all. I missed the equivalent of 7 weeks. And when I did go into school, I often went home at the first break. If I made it to lunch, it was a little bit of a miracle. That's when I was seeing a counsellor, and it was through this that she recommended to my mother that I go for an assessment for autism. My mother spoke to me about this, and when I researched autism further, it definitely made sense to me that okay, I could very well be autistic. A lot of the traits made sense to me. When I read other people's stories, it made sense to me as well. I could resonate with people's stories. So for me, going forward for the assessment, I wouldn't say that I was nervous or I wouldn't say that I was anxious or anything like that, because for me, after researching, I definitely felt that I was autistic. Going for the assessment then, I was quite lucky that it was quite quickly after my counsellor had mentioned it. I was very, very blessed like that. So I was 17 and I went for my assessment and I was diagnosed as being autistic. Many different emotions go through you at that point. For me, there was a sense of relief. There was a sense of things made sense, and I'll say that as very much the more I researched, the more I heard from other people, and the more I realised why I had found certain situations difficult, why I had found socialising difficult, and why I was suffered so bad with anxiety. So for me, it was a positive thing. What I will say, and I don't know if I mentioned this on my channel before, but when I was diagnosed, I believe she was the psychologist, she said to me, and this was something I found quite damaging and stuck with me. She said, "You are autistic, but you don't need to tell anybody. Put the envelope with the diagnosis into a drawer and forget about it unless you really need it." Now for me, that made me feel like, okay, so is this a bad thing? Why should I hide it? Should I not tell people? And that for me stuck with me for quite some time. And I didn't tell very many people because of what she had said. And it made me think that, so this is something that I shouldn't share, that I shouldn't tell people. And really it wasn't until the past couple of years where I got involved in the community. I got to know people within the community that I felt like I properly understood it. And I knew that it was not a bad thing and it wasn't something to just stick into the drawer and forget about. And the last couple of years and starting my channel, getting to know people within the community, volunteering within the community, I got to speak at my old secondary school, and I'm going back next month to speak there again. It allowed me, I think, confidence. I became more confident the more I spoke about it. And also I've always said with speaking about it, speaking openly, that if it can help somebody, or it can help somebody that perhaps is newly diagnosed, or if somebody has said to them, you know, this is something that you don't tell people, or that you put the diagnosis in the drawer and you forget about it, that people can see that this is something that we can talk about if somebody wants to talk about it, and that it's not a bad thing, that it's part of who we are and it's part of our identity. So it's been a journey from the point of being diagnosed to now, where I have confidence in myself and I have confidence talking about it, and I love getting involved within the community, and I love my channel and making videos and educating people, and hopefully people get something from it. But it has been a journey from that moment of being told, put your diagnosis in the drawer and forget about it, to now. And that was over the space of, let me think, 6, 7, 8 years. And I feel better now, I feel less anxious now, and I feel more confident now, having spoken about it and having gotten to know people within the community. So for me, I have to say, having a diagnosis was a positive thing. It took a while to reach that confidence and that level of positivity, but it was a positive thing. I never seen it as a negative thing, and I think that's why I found it difficult to understand what the psychologist has said to me. What I will also say on kind of a more practical note is my diagnosis did help me at university level. So I was able to go to university through DARE, which is an access route to education for disabled people. And that helped me to get into university. And then when I was in university, because I was disabled, I was able to live on campus for the 3 years. Quite often you would have it being predominantly first year students, not always, but predominantly. And I was able to live there for the 3 years, which of course made life easier and made it less stressful. However, I did not love living away from home, but it did make a difference. And so I suppose from a practical point of view, having that diagnosis confirmed was a help in that sense as well. I think as well as that, for other people to understand me better, it was a positive thing for, let's say, my mother, family, friends. They could understand, you know, why I found situations difficult, why I found maybe going shopping difficult with the noise. And it also led me to know what triggered me, what I found difficult, and I felt a sense of relief that I could say, I'm not able to go to this party, I'm not able to go shopping, or whatever it may be. And I didn't feel guilty, and I didn't feel like I had to go. And I think that for me was a huge thing as well. And I felt like I could be myself more and own it and say, I'm not able for this, and I'm not going to put myself into a situation where I feel unable to do something, or I feel uncomfortable doing something, or where I know that I'm going to have to mask for an entire day, go home and be exhausted, and probably exhausted for a week. I also felt when it came to, let's say, stimming, I didn't feel this sense of I had to hide them. I just felt like I could be myself. And I think I think having a diagnosis is very important. Of course, I understand that self-diagnosis is important, and it does not mean you are any less autistic, or it does not mean you should not be, it does not mean that you shouldn't be part of the community, because I also know that there is very long waiting lists to get diagnosis, and that can be a really difficult part of it. I was extremely lucky. I'm not sure how it happened that I got in so quick, because it was through public, but I was extremely lucky that I had the opportunity to get the diagnosis for a number of reasons. I suppose to recap and to summarize, the reasons are to understand myself better, for other people to understand me, for me to not feel guilty leaving situations that I'm not able for, or walking away from situations that I'm not able for. And as I said, on a practical note, helping with getting into university and the experience of university when I am there. So for me, it was a positive thing. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak about my own journey, about my own experience. But I will say the highlight for me has been getting involved within the autistic community, has been my channel, has been having the opportunity to speak, and I have enjoyed that immensely, and it has helped me with my confidence. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got to know me more and my journey more, and I hope that some of us perhaps resonate with some of you out there. Definitely let me know in the comments down below what your own journeys were like, or if you have anything you want to share. As always, keep the comments respectful and keep them nice. Just point out the star of the show here, that is Peter Pan. He's very comfortable in the bed. I'm glad I made the bed so nicely with the nice cushions, because he is enjoying it. Well, I've sent him to sleep actually, so hopefully that's not what I've done with everybody watching this. But anyway, so thank you very much. I shall see you very, very soon for another video. I hope you have enjoyed this, and as always, I'll leave my usual details down below, and do follow me over on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. Thank you very, very much. Bye.